Every single guru and their mother and their grandmother and their great grandmother is telling you, oh, you gotta get unaddicted. You're never gonna succeed if you. All bullshit. But I'm here to tell you it doesn't fucking matter if you get the right work done. So what I'm about to show you is the foolproof software stack that literally gives you no choice but to work on what makes you money in the time that you work. So that you can literally be so damn efficient that you can watch YouTube, scroll Instagram, or do whatever the hell you want the rest of the day. I got 5 points here that we're gonna run through very quickly. All right, number one, ClearSpace. Okay, this is so simple. I've talked about this app for 60 goddamn years, and I've only been alive for like 30. Listen, okay, ClearSpace is on your phone and it's on your MacBook. All right, just download the extension on all your browsers, download it on your phone, and pay money for it. Okay, this is literally a life hack. I know you guys like skimping out. I like it too, honestly. But the thing is, paying for shit is literally such a life hack, and I'll tell you exactly why. When you pay for shit, you pay attention. Are you going to pay for shit that you don't use? Tell me. So the very fact that you paid for it is gonna force you to use it, because what type of dumbass pays for shit that he doesn't use? So again, pay the $50, pay the $30, or whatever the hell it is for the year, and commit. It's a form of commitment, okay? You know what it does? Every time you open YouTube, whatever, you can set the time frame, have a long, uninterrupted block of time where you literally can't access any of your apps, okay? And this should be about 4 to 6 hours at the very least, where you're working on the constraint of the business. So Instagram, no. YouTube, no. TikTok, no. Some of you guys are into weird shit, which I won't list out here. But every time you open it, right, let's make a beautiful browser here, all right? You got this MacBook here. Right here, there we go. Now that's a beautiful laptop right here. Every time you search up youtube.com, it basically has a breathing screen, okay? It makes you wait 30 seconds so that you're not mindlessly going on YouTube or Instagram or whatever the hell it is. And then it asks you, hey, you want to use it or do you not want to use it? There's 2 buttons. It's very simple. If you say, I want to use it, it tells you how long you want to use it for. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever the hell it is. And whatever the hell it is you select, it kicks you out after that's done. So that's ClearSpace. Okay, I've talked about this a billion trillion times. Now let's talk about Beeper, okay? The whole point of Beeper is inbox centralization, because when you will, if you guys haven't actually eliminated all the YouTube and Instagram shit, you'll find that your inbox becomes your biggest distraction. Slack can become a distraction, man. A lot of business owners that I work with here in my company, Compass, they basically are, I'm going to refrain my language here. I was about to say the B word. Fuck it. They're a bitch to their team. Literally, their team tells them, hey, look, there's a fire in the business. Oh, and then they're like, oh my God, I got to put this fire out. So they're firefighting all day instead of making money. So again, your inbox becomes a means to you being broke. But unless you want to be playing whack-a-mole, oh, I got to block WhatsApp and then Telegram and then Discord and then, Slack and then all this other shit. You need to centralize your inbox. So what I've basically done, and what we advise a lot of entrepreneurs to do, is download this app called Beeper. It doesn't matter what app you download, okay? ClearSpace has so many alternatives. You got OneSec and, all this other shit and whatnot. But Beeper is just one of the apps that you can use. You use Beeper, centralize your inbox, Slack, Discord, WhatsApp, all of that shit is in one app now. So you can turn it on, turn it off at a whim. And you don't have to be playing whack-a-mole, okay? I don't even know how to illustrate whack-a-mole. All right, number 3, cold turkey blocker. I added this separately because cold turkey blocker is very good and it's very cheap, okay? And it's very effective, okay? Just as an extra layer of accountability and just as an extra layer of friction, cold turkey blocker is very good to use, available on a Windows, Mac, phone, whatever the hell you want to use, Android. It's available everywhere. And what I like about it is you can block apps, right? So the ClearSpace extension, it's a browser extension, right? It's exactly that. But with the Cold Turkey Blocker app, you can actually block the apps on your MacBook, on your phone, whatever the hell it is. Now, if you guys aren't already doing this, I'm about to add this as a bonus. So we're going to say 3.5, all right? My apologies. I should have prepared more, okay? 3.5 is going to be an app called Rise, okay? I like Rise because it tracks your shit, okay? Easy as that. It's a tracker for my MacBook. I'm pretty sure it's available on Windows. On your iPhone, you at least have your native screen time application. Same thing with Android. But you want to be tracking stuff. There's a quote that goes, That which gets measured changes. Okay, if you're not measuring shit, it's not going to change. If you're not measuring your weight, it's not going to change. Actually, there's empirical scientific studies that state that the people that simply stand on the scale end up losing weight, even if they're not doing anything else, because of the conscientiousness that exists when you step on the damn scale every day. So just measuring stuff makes it change. It can happen subconsciously or consciously, but here's the thing. There's another saying that goes, but that which gets measured and reported externally changes exponentially. And we're going to get to that when I talk about accountability here. But I want to talk about Slack, okay? At least this is relevant to the entrepreneurs that I work with. By the way, we are hosting a free 6-week focus challenge where we literally give you live accountability and install this software stack for you. It's a stacked gamified layer of accountability that may or may not get you addicted to working. So join at your own discretion. We only have a few spots available. Next challenge is starting very soon. More details will be in the description. You can click on the link and apply to see if you qualify. We don't work with everyone, so if you don't qualify, no hard feelings, okay? But anyways, I want to talk about Slack because Slack fucking pisses me off, man. Slack and its antics, okay? Slack is basically your team. All right. A lot of people are in like 5, 6, 7, 8 different Slacks or Discords. You know, if you have like business Discords that you're in, which is, you know, more of a crypto thing, I guess. But anyways, if you have a lot of Slacks that you're in and your team is always basically just whipping you, right? They got this whip and they're like do this, do this, do this. Block yourself for the 4 to 6 hours that I mentioned before. Again, these are meant to be uninterrupted blocks of time. Now, the thing is, a lot of you guys probably know about some of these apps. A lot of you guys have probably tried downloading either these apps or equivalents that you never actually stuck to. And the reason why is because you had no professional external accountability. You had no P's. When we're talking about accountability, if accountability needs to be adequate, it can't be a tracker. It has to be real human accountability. That's why I put external right here. If you have a tracker, if you have AI telling you what to do, who's going to enforce the consequence? Nobody. That's why even when we keep human beings accountable in a court of law, AI ain't doing the ruling. It's human beings. That was kind of a stupid example. Anyways, point being, nobody cares about staying accountable to a robot. There was a chain called CocoaFit back in the day, okay? And this chain basically had a bunch of machines that tracked everything and, you know, told you, hey, you know, good job or whatever the hell it is. They were very good at selling franchises. But guess what? They didn't actually make any money because they thought this, right? They thought they were being big-brained and they thought that, hey, if we just track the shit and everybody just has a key that they put in the machine and, you know, the machine tracks their reps or whatever the hell it is, boom, we can charge personal trainer prices because that's effectively what a personal trainer does. No, and a personal trainer, the main job that they actually offer us is a means for professional external accountability, which gets me to the other two parts. It has to be external. It can't be you. If it's you, then that's motivation, and we don't want to rely on that, okay? And it has to be professional. Okay, professional meaning some dude has to have just the job of keeping you accountable. Now, let me give you an example. If you look at Michael Jordan or any sort of, you know, successful athlete, right? They all have coaches. The coaches aren't usually better than the players themselves, right? The coach is not better than the player. But what is the coach serving as what's the purpose of the coach if they're not better than the player? One of the biggest reasons is for the professional external accountability. That's one of the biggest reasons for why that is. Actually, in my company, what we do is we literally track every single hour that you work live. There's no excuses. There's no running. And that's part of the stuff that we provide in this free 6-week focus challenge. What are you going to be mad at a CTA? It's a free offer. All right, calm down. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when you eliminate for these 4 to 6 hours and you actually do revenue generating activities, I want to tell you something, okay? This is going to be revolutionary. Nobody has ever said this. I realize I wrote 4 twice, so I guess this was 5. Anyways, you don't need to do that was an ugly end, non-rev gen activities, okay? I had an entrepreneur come to me. Let's see if I can spell activities right. I had an entrepreneur come to me. This entrepreneur was like, you know, I think I'm pretty good. I don't need your service, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, you know, sure. Everybody needs my service. But all right, why do you think you're good? He was like, you know, I got this to-do list, right? My beautiful to-do list. And, you know, I put the most important thing first. You know, I do that most important thing first in the morning. He didn't sound like this. I'm kind of exaggerating, okay? So he had the most important thing that he did first thing in the morning. Lovely guy, by the way. Absolutely love him. And then he said, all my non-important stuff, I just do later on in the day. So, I get usually 2 hours just doing the important thing. But man, I work so much. I work like 10 hours a day. I'm like, dude, what is the definition of not important? You tell me, like, simple, what does it mean? It means it doesn't need to be done. Why the hell are you doing non important thing? You don't need to do non-revenue generating activities. So you know what? When you actually put in those 4 to 6 hours, if you want to up it, then do revenue generating activities, which is usually advertising related activities for 99% of entrepreneurs. But once those 4 to 6 hours are in, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Guess what? It doesn't matter if you're an addict. It doesn't matter if you're watching Alex Hormozy. It doesn't matter what the hell you do. You will be so damn efficient in those hours that you work, especially if you track them live with live accountability. You can watch YouTube, scroll Instagram, or do whatever the hell it is that you weird people do for the rest of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 1 million subscribers tomorrow. Okay, we're very close to the goal. I hope you guys can help me out with this. Ciao.